Welcome to another episode of Let's Smoke About It with your host, Captain Daddy.
Oh, lucky boss.
Hey, Mr. Don, Chicago.
In
Hey!
Chicago. How you doing, my friend?
Good. How are you guys?
Oh, pretty dandy. Just listening to the dog, eat
And drink?
And drink. He was drinking for quite a while there.
to the entire mic.
He wanted all the attention.
All through pre-mic setup, we could just hear him eating and drinking
Yep.
through the mics. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Mr.
He's like,
loudest
"Yep,
eater
I
in the
know."
world.
I saw something on the internet the other day, and I thought it was actually kind of a good question. Who do you think would win, Rock Lee with Byakugan or Shikamaru with Sharingan? Now, let me lay some ground rules. Shikamaru does not have Mangekyo.
Okay.
Lee can use a variation of Gentle Fist. It's his version of it, like combining his taijutsu with the ability to use things like air palm.
Okay, yeah.
But we'll give him only a 250 meter radius, not 1,000 like Neji.
Okay.
And so one battle scenario is they just meet in combat, knowing what they know prior about each other, no preparation, and then 1 day's preparation, like with what Shikamaru was able to do to Hidan.
Okay.
Yeah, so both scenarios, either just meeting in the battle with no prep or 1 day's prep.
I would probably say Rock Lee.
I thought so too, initially.
Because, without the Mangekyo, Shikamaru, I don't know what else, the Sharingan could really help him with, because he's already so smart.
Well, so the way I thought about it is it helps him keep up with Rock Lee's speed.
Yeah, he would be able to keep up with him, but adding in not just, the 360-degree vision with Rock Lee, but also the gentle fists and air palms and stuff, I think he would have that in spades.
In the first battle or the second?
There's two?
Well, the one with the 24-hour prep.
Oh, that might be a little bit different. I'm trying to think of how he would, prep for that.
Yeah.
He would have to, set traps and stuff like he did before.
Exactly.
With Hidan.
And he'd just catch him. My thing is he would more than likely just catch him off guard with shadow possession, like he's hiding, and he gets him with a shadow possession where Lee's just kind of walking into the situation.
Yeah.
And then takes him, similarly, will take him to a place where there's a bunch of traps, and then use genjutsu. Because he'd have powerful genjutsu. It just wouldn't be something like Tsukiyomi.
Right, yeah.
But then basically make Rock Lee wish that he was dead.
Never born.
Yeah. And then he grants him that and kills him right there.
Make him hate it.
Little bit darker twist, but I think that,
Yeah.
that would be how the 24-hour
Well,
would go.
considering, none of the Hyuga have ever fought, in the show at least, someone with shadow possession, I don't know if the Byakugan could pick up the shadows as they're coming towards them from any direction.
And that was what I was thinking, too, because it only shows...
So you'd have to know about it ahead of time.
Yeah, whenever they show it in the show, it's always just originating from somebody. But they can, when Naruto summons the Nine-Tails chakra, he's able to see it emanating off of him. So I'd imagine because it's an actual jutsu that requires chakra, he could probably see it.
You'd probably see the chakra lines and everything. Yeah, no, you're probably right.
Yeah.
Probably could see it.
But
you'd have to know it's coming from the shadows, or you would never even know to look there.
Yeah.
To see it.
That's why, if they were doing, a prep for it, and he was going to try that, I think, Rock Lee would have to know that going into it, he'd have to have his Byakugan activated the whole time, pretty much.
Yeah, to watch the shadows.
He couldn't
just to watch
risk
the shadows.
any level of... That's fair.
Yeah. Here's another thing, though. Can Rock Lee get drunk and use Drunken Fist?
Oh.
That's a power-up boost.
Yeah, I don't know if that's something that he would do, because I'm thinking at this point they're Shippuden.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he can unlock the 6th gate.
Well, didn't he do
combine that with
No, he
air
didn't,
palm,
never mind.
gentle fist style chakra control? Because he has that, he just can't do ninjutsu or genjutsu. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to walk on water.
Right, yeah.
So, I think that Rock Lee would take it.
Yeah, I still think he would.
Yeah.
It would honestly be kind of cool.
Yeah.
It would be cool to see.
That'd be a great one to match up.
Get Monty. Oh God, what's his name? Monty.
Python?
Yeah,
That's immediately where my mind went.
Monty. But his name's Monty Oan or something. He did a lot of 3D animated fights, like the early 2000s,
Oh, nice.
and eventually started working with Rooster Teeth
nice.
for the Red versus Blue episodes later that had like the actual animated fights
Yeah.
in it. Yeah, he did. Did you ever see Haloid?
No.
It was like Master Chief fighting a bunch of elites and stuff, and then like Samus shows up,
Oh,
and then he
shit.
starts fighting Samus, and it's pretty sweet.
Yeah,
And he did a bunch
that's
of like
awesome.
Final Fantasy ones too, like using Final Fantasy models, and then eventually he's the one that started Ruby, the Rooster Teeth anime girl show thing.
Oh, RWBY.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever
Yeah, let
that's
me just
about.
get a hold of him.
No, yeah, well he's dead.
Oh, whoa.
You can't. you asked so well at that point. You want to talk to him? That's like that guy. I was listening on the radio. He got paid in a bunch of bitcoins, like $7,000 or 7,000 Bitcoin, but it was put into an encrypted.
Hard drive.
Yeah, to where we had 10 tries to put the password in, or it's gonna be locked out, and you lose that money forever. It's like sitting at $250 million, just at 7,000, and he's used up 8 of his 10 guesses. The guy who paid him is dead, so he can't go talk to him about
no.
the password.
No.
240 million just sitting on a potentially encrypted hard drive.
Oh, that is.
Oh my god, how awful would that be to just
would-
you're staring at your computer and you're like, there's millions of dollars in there,
Yep.
and I can't get into it. And
It's all right where I just can't seem to figure it out.
it's not like you can
That would be
lock pick it and get
Yeah.
into it.
That's
It's not a
fucked.
physical thing.
Yeah.
That was like this last June, I think, some artist or somebody had taken a box worth like a few $1 million worth of like coins and stuff and hid it in the Rocky Mountains.
Oh,
And
yeah.
like there was a puzzle to figure out to find it, and somebody actually found it in June.
Really?
Oh.
I didn't know that they found it. I was hearing about it though.
how much was everything worth?
I think it was like a little over 2 million.
Oh, that's still not bad.
That's badass.
Yeah, to just
Yeah.
find that treasure, you deciphered a treasure map essentially.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
man, that'd be
modern
so
day.
cool. I'm like, we go to the Rocky Mountains. So it'd be like Red Dead Redemption, like looking at my little map. I'm like, I'm finding treasure as I'm like getting hypothermia.
Yeah.
Like,
As you're like, yeah, you're bandaging your broken ankle from
yeah.
stumbling
Yeah,
down.
we tried to see if there was fall damage, and there's a lot more fall damage than in.
Man, the game
video
outside
game.
sucks. Fall damage is real intense. They got that set on max setting of fall damage.
So what is this, episode 19? Right?
It is episode 19. Yep, we came out with
We're-
episode 18 today.
We're barely legal.
We're almost
barely
at 20.
legal. Yeah.
We can be in
Holy
porn
shit.
now.
You guys can almost buy us a drink.
Well, we can be in porn.
Now we can.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying. The barely legal porn.
Oh yeah, we're there.
19.
We're at that stage where we might show you guys some live stuff.
I'm gonna show you some butthole.
Yeah, I mean if you ask nicely.
And by ask nicely, pay us.
Yeah, you gotta have to pay us money. OnlyFans.
Yeah, I only listen to dead presidents on paper. In the forms of 10s, 20s, and 100s.
In order to see my
Butthole.
genitals.
Yes.
Show me your genitals. Your genitals. Show me your genitals.
That dude was funny as shit.
Yeah.
Guns don't kill people. I kill people with guns. Pow.
With guns. Pow. Bang, bang. Shoot
That's
'em up,
great.
daddy.
John LaJoey.
Fuck that dude. I bet he doesn't know any black guys. I got him like, gee golly.
Gee Willikers.
I know I hated Spose from the get-go.
Did you guys ever watch
Yes.
the hot Kool-Aid guy?
Yes. I
Oh,
love
Julian
that.
Smith?
Yeah, Julian Smith.
I made you a pot of Kool-Aid.
I made you pour Kool-Aid.
You don't make
I
a
didn't.
pot of Kool-Aid.
I didn't ask you to.
Well, I did.
Well, I did.
That guy is like, he's like a true filmmaker.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
his
Oh, yeah.
his YouTube videos are always a cut above, you know, like with cinematography and the shots that he got with it. Like it was like an actual fucking movie.
Yeah.
It was really
It
good.
was great.
And I think he was like he's been doing like more film and stuff recently. I haven't paid attention to him a lot.
I got a
He's
buddy
an
that's-
OG YouTuber for
I got
sure.
a buddy that's doing that now too, in terms of focusing more on the film. But yeah, you're right. Anytime you'd watch his video, like you're in this together, is one of my favorites. It's just like that single shot, but they're just having that whole conversation.
Yeah.
No,
Do you remember?
I made this because I love you.
Y'all all remember the Ray William Johnson? Your daily equals 3.
Cool transition. Yep, I remember equals 3.
Gotta watch that shit like every day.
I remember Internet Trolls. His little
Faking gay.
fake gay, false and homosexual.
Not true and has sex with men.
Not true and has sex with men. False and homosexual. Doing your mom. Doing your mom.
What happened to Ray J? Or not Ray J, but, you know, Ray J's a different person.
And say Ray J's that porn guy with, no, that's JJ.
He's-
The jet plane?
with Kim Kardashian, it's
Yeah.
Ray J.
Is that Ray J? Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. He did porn.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's
He's a hip-hop
JJ.
artist.
JJ the jet plane. From PBS Kids.
No, last I heard about Ray William Johnson is once he stopped hosting Equals 3, he just kind of vanished from everything.
Dude, that channel took a fucking shit when he left.
Just like SourceFed, when Joe Beretta stopped being on there, and DeFranco was mainly focusing on his show, just tanked hard. He used to be really good. Just for Joe Beretta's alone. He was great. I love him.
Yeah,
Because he's a classic. He is drooling so much,
Oh.
and he's doing it on your feet.
I see that. Oh, God. Casper, are you okay? Oh, now the cat's here.
We got a dual threat on the furries.
Yeah, I think the first couple of episodes after Ray William Johnson left, they did okay. They still got like 1, maybe 2 million views a piece. But real quick, like the week after he left, each video was not even breaking 1 million.
Wow.
It was maybe like 500,000, and it just kept getting lower and lower every iteration because they didn't have like a solid host to take over. It was like a different host like every other week. It's kind of nuts.
Makes me think about price tag
Dude, price tag. Come on down and name the price.
with your host Mitch Price.
Price tag.
Oh, God.
Yeah, no, he's been drooling this whole time, and I've been
My
watching
foot
him.
is soaked.
I don't know what.
Foot is sharked.
And he didn't want to move. I tried to move his foot. Like, go drool
There he
somewhere
goes.
else.
Right back to it.
That
Right back
was a
to it.
great circle.
That's insane. See if he goes for the third. Ed, wouldn't you? Oh, close.
Nope, now he's just facing a
Yeah.
different way. You weird animal, you. Just drooling like a waterfall and then spins in 3 circles.
Gotta love a Gasper.
Weirdo.
So then that brings me to another question. Orochimaru with Sharingan or Jiraiya with Rinnegan?
Jiraiya with Rinnegan.
You think?
Yeah, Dre with Rinnegan.
You think?
Oh, yeah. I feel like Jiraiya's got more of those... The skills to really use it
To its
to its
fullest
potential, yeah.
capability,
Because, I mean, he used the Sage powers to its potential with living the way of the frog with his espionage stuff. Just takes him inside of the belly of a frog and it's great.
Oh yeah, I love everything.
So I feel like
all the
Jiraiya
different
would-
jutsu that they were able to showcase for him.
He
make
would
him such
just
an
step
important character.
His espionage would just go through the roof if he had the Rinnegan. You would never know Jiraiya was ever there. Ever.
Right? And, like, I mean, even, like, the powers of the Rinnegan, like, I feel change constantly. So
Doesn't it like change per user?
I thought that's
I
what
think
it was.
I know, like, anybody who has it can use, like, the planetary devastation thing. Because I know both Sasuke and Nagato used it. The only... Oh, no, then Madara got it. But then... No, but he absorbed the 10 tails. I don't know. It's weird. I don't
It
know
gets
really what it
convoluted.
does.
Yeah.
Like,
It gets pretty messy.
Well, because Madara uses it differently, Sasuke uses it differently, and Nagato does.
like
But yeah,
I don't even really know what he uses it for, though. Like, Sasuke gets his cool, like, teleporting power.
Switching places. with
And
things.
can do the planetary devastation. Nagato is able to, like, have multiple bodies to control. And Madara does things.
Madara uses the planetary devastation too, but
He does.
Not as much as I think he used it once.
Yeah.
But that was like Nagato's signature thing was
Yeah.
planetary devastation. And Sasuke's is the teleport. Like he'll always swap you spots at any given moment.
But Sasuke's also, like, when he got his, it was one eye, but it also had the commas on it.
Oh, fuck. Oh, yeah, welcome back, guys. Sorry for that.
Yeah,
weird
sorry
thing.
about that.
Vince off mic got wild. Animals did things. And we're back. Here's a quick VOP. And I'm back.
And he's back. He did it.
Daddy's back, you bitches. You're like start up GTA 4 and that's the fucking first thing, like trying to hide it from your parents. So you're not. I swear, Mom, it's not porn. It's just some dude on a boat from Russia coming into New York, and he's getting whipped.
It's a
not
totally
porn,
fine
but
game, I swear.
Yeah. It definitely drives home those family values that you
Just
instilled
wait
in
till
me.
2013. They're gonna show actual nipples.
Those robo tits. They were great.
Actual nipples. You can bring strippers to your house specifically
Yep.
next to your.
I always called up. What's her name?
I want to say it was Lulu.
Lulu.
When you're Franklin?
No, GTA 5.
Online.
Oh, and online.
You can go befriend a stripper. So
Nice.
you have to go to the strip club and you have to spend a lot of money and get a lap dance from a certain stripper.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you're doing your business in the back, you can befriend them and get their number. So
Oh,
you can
nice.
call them over for private visits.
Yeah, we'd call over like 3 or 4 strippers to our high-rise apartments and have a party.
Nice.
Yep.
That's the way to do it. I've never had a stripper party in Grand Theft Auto.
It's great. Every apartment comes equipped with a bong and a glass of wine.
Yeah.
And alcohol.
And scotch. Yeah, there's whiskey on the side.
And a glass of green stuff.
Whatever that is.
Yeah, that health juice. Get it out of here.
Health
Well-
juice.
You want to call it health juice.
I
It's my
was went
sober
I'd
juice.
call it- yeah, it's my. I need to sober up real quick before I drive this car. I definitely don't do that.
Well, it's funny with their the effects of the bong. For some reason, everyone thinks it makes your vision green. Like I
was
get
gonna
the
say,
I get the
like-
waviness like sometimes depending on how high or if you're crossfaded.
My thing is,
But the green.
I guess I didn't understand the, like the brightness of everything, like why it just seemed to make everything so.
My eyes.
Exactly. I'm like, that's definitely not the case. It just.
Yeah, I mean, some things do get kind of bright. Although I basically live in darkness now, so everything's bright.
Yeah.
Like, this is kind of bright.
Welcome to the daylight.
Welcome to the daylight.
On the off chance that when I'm awake, the sun's still out and hasn't set below the horizon, yeah, I'm like, man, the sun is bright. This is bright out here.
Bright.
God damn, it's bright. And it being winter.
Yeah.
With
That
this.
doesn't help. It's chilly as shit out.
Well, I hate it when this it's so much snow's on the ground. The sun hits that, and it's just blinding from the ground and the sky.
Oh man.
You just walk out and you're blinded immediately. I can't see. Ah! Oh God! I gotta look down. Oh, it's bright.
I don't know if I don't know how you guys were in the last episode, but after we smoked about it and started the episode, I'm not gonna lie, I was almost too high. I was kind of like, whoa.
We're
That was one
going
of
into it.
definitely one of the harder episodes. I was really trying hard to like not trip over my words and talk about
I have a
random.
press conference to stammer through. It means he has to poop.
I just gotta focus on saying words and things.
Yeah, I could not come up with anything. I was just like, I was too out of it. I was
Yeah.
just like,
Well,
I'm
that
so
was
fucking high.
kind of what happened on the Skyrim housing crisis.
Oh really?
Just came in
Oh yeah.
totally not
Yeah.
ready.
We were toasted, and we were having a problem trying to figure out at what point can we stop talking about Skyrim, and I don't think it worked.
Nope.
That's okay.
Not when there's
No,
a
it's
map
great-
right
it's a
there.
great- yeah, it's a great conversation. We had to stand up and go look at the towns on the maps because we couldn't.
I couldn't see from here.
Yeah, Morthal.
I'm like, where's Markarth? Where's Winterhold? I'm looking in the wrong
It
spot.
really hit me when like when we were sharing hits. I took a couple really big ones and then like forcibly made that like cough, that really loud cough, which hurt my ears when editing. I was like,
Oh, I forgot about that.
Oh no.
I like that wasn't a real cough, but like it kind of was real.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. After that, then I got really lightheaded and really stoned. I was like, oh no.
Here we go.
And they're like, hey, welcome back. I'm like, oh god, no. We're starting.
Here it comes.
That cough opened the blood flow and everything just came rushing. Really went to your brain.
I was just, yep. I was somewhere else. I wasn't actually here.
That's fair.
He was on Mars.
Don was on Mars.
He did what Tesla or what Elon couldn't do and get to Mars.
He blasted off.
In 0.5 seconds.
Yeah. And here we go.
Reusable rockets and everything.
3, 2, 1, go.
Blast off.
You guys like Kevin Smith movies?
I love Kevin Smith movies.
Hell yeah.
Did you ever see Red State?
Yes. I fucking love Red State.
I actually haven't seen Red State.
So when I first got like my like Netflix on my phone, I remember that I was watching it and I'd already seen it, but I was watching it and I got to about 40 minutes left in the movie and then I stopped it because of whatever I was doing. I had to go do something else.
Yeah.
And then when I came back to it, they had taken it off.
Oh,
Netflix.
within that time
Yeah,
of you
within
watching
that
it?
time,
What the fuck?
I was so mad. I'm like, how did that happen? But I love that movie. That movie's crazy.
That was the trippiest. So it's like, do you know what it's about?
Mm-mm.
So it's like these. It's been a long time since I've seen it, but these kids go to like a church.
They
right?
answer an ad.
Oh, it's an
on
ad.
the internet
Yeah,
talking
like-
about an old lady who wants them to come over and have like a 4-way with them.
Whoa.
And they go over and she's like, well, we're not going to do this, without getting drunk first or whatever. They're like, yeah, sure, but they're a bunch of high school kids, so they don't know any better. And then she drugs them. They take them to the church where they keep them in cages because adultery is like the most
Sin.
yeah, whatever they're talking about. And then eventually it's crazy from there.
That's
crazy
entrapment.
movie. Yeah.
You baited me into this.
Yeah, it's like a bunch of religious zealots that like trap all these like horny teenagers and like kill them.
Whoa. Okay. I have to
Yeah,
watch that.
that's definitely not what you would expect from a Kevin Smith film.
No, and John Goodman's in it at some point as a cop, and they're like outside and just like, come on out, bring the kids out.
Is he actually? John Goodman's in that movie?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
he's
don't
like,
remember that.
yeah, he's like halfway through the movie. He's one of the on the police force or something. He's like with what are they called? Not hostage. Yeah, hostage negotiator.
Oh, okay.
And he's trying to talk to them.
It's been a long time.
We'll
since
do
I've seen
whatever
that
you
movie then.
want. Just bring them out alive.
That's crazy. Well,
We don't negotiate with terrorists. Shoot them up.
so that brings me. Have you seen Dogma?
Yes. That was great.
I love that movie.
I have not actually.
There's
Oh.
so many like behind the scenes things that are happening, like not behind the scenes, but like in the background of the movie.
Background events.
Yeah, that are correlating directly with like a lot of like biblical things that are talked about. Like one of the main focuses is like a golden cow for a corporation, and it's supposed to be like a false idol. And one of the commandments is, I don't know.
Thou shalt not worship a false idol.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole thing in the.
There's
back.
no other gods but this one
Yeah,
god.
But it's Matt Damon and Ben Affleck and
Yeah,
Kevin Smith and Jay and Chris Rock's the 13th disciple and
Yeah,
Jesus was black.
yeah. I really wanted to watch it.
it's a
It's
great
the
movie.
only. I think it's the only Kevin Smith movie I haven't seen.
Really?
I've seen everything else from Clerks to Mallrats to all the Jay and Silent Bobs. I've even watched.
Didn't he direct Tusk.
Yes, dude,
I-
Tusk is fucking
I love
crazy.
that movie.
I've
Honestly,
not heard of that movie at all.
got Justin Long and I can't remember the name of the old dude, but Johnny Depp shows up for a brief period as well.
Yeah, that was one of the more boring parts of the movie, but
Oh,
the-
the part
the-
with Johnny Depp?
yeah, he doesn't do a whole
Oh,
lot.
Johnny Depp.
No.
You boring.
Yeah,
But
they take him to
It's like
a
it's like
little
Human
burger shack.
Centipede in a way, but I think it's better than Human Centipede by like a few miles.
Okay, so I'll give it to you in the first one.
And this is Tusk?
yeah.
Yeah,
it's
so
called
he
Tusk.
like takes this guy and makes him into a walrus.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
He turns Justin Long into a walrus.
Dude, that's great. I gotta watch this movie. This is Walrus Man.
It's
That
crazy.
costume
Oh,
is one of
that suit that he's.
it's disgusting, but it's so it's so like funny in a way. Like I don't know
like
why it's funny.
Well, because if you look at it, you're like, that's that's a walrus, but
That's not quite a walrus.
It's not a functional walrus.
He's just out there, and you know, what the Batman Returns, the penguin's like little lair area. It's kind of like that, like an exhibit.
Yeah,
And he's just there, and he's like, and he like, I think he like took out his vocal cords or something,
yeah.
or
He like cut his tongue or did something to it. Like
so he can only
he cuts you from the hips to the knees and uses your femurs as your tusks. And then he brings up your calves and your feet and like debones your feet so that you just have like
little flippers
on the end. Yeah, it's crazy.
all he can do. He can't talk anymore, and he just.
But he finds
just
out-
as long
I'm not
as a
gonna say that
walrus.
part. But it's a good movie.
I'll have to
It's a
find
crazy
that.
movie. Yeah, Macaulay Culkin's in it.
It's Human Centipede, but better.
I'll say it for the first one, but the Human Centipede as the trilogy is way better.
See, I watched the first one, and then I think we were at a friend's house. This is like in high school, and it was on Netflix, I think.
The first one or the second one?
Second one. And watching the second one, that's one of the few movies I've watched that I could not stomach.
Really?
Yeah, the second one is the roughest out of
I
the three.
hate
Yeah,
the
it
second
is.
one. It is. I hate it. there's nothing I like about that movie.
I've seen it a lot. And the reason is because of what the director's intention was for him. The first movie was to prove that it's scientifically possible. The second movie is to show you how completely wrong it can go if not done correctly.
Yeah.
And actually what they're trying to do to...
The third one on a large scale.
Well, what he wants to do is put it in the prison system. And everybody serves their time as a part of the human
See, it's
centipede
just the
because
whole caterpillar thing. I can't agree with that one. Because I would...
all you got to do is inject them with the right amount of vitamins and they'll live.
Well,
Doesn't matter if they eat
use,
shit.
use,
But it's
use them for the science. Don't just make them a caterpillar.
Well, what it is they don't sew the ass meat onto the cheeks anymore. It's literally just like, I think it's technically just 6 or 8 incisions.
Yeah,
like,
to
on
where
the
it
top of
just
the mouth.
scars it.
Yep, and then they put you in a head harness attached to the butt.
Yeah,
And
I've seen
it's-
all 3 of those ones, and the
Yeah.
third one
Well,
makes the most sense.
The third
and-
one tells you exactly why he thought of it in the first place and wanted to make the movies, is because of how bad the prison reform system actually is in America and how much money we spend on it.
Yeah, because
as
the
a country.
director's actually there.
Yeah,
the
at
director
one point.
pitches it to the main
So
old guy
I
in
was
the
gonna say
office.
in the first movie, the doctor,
Yeah.
he's the prison warden, and the little dude in the glasses from the second one, he's his assistant,
Okay.
and it's really good. And he's just like this goofy little like southern like attorney kind of. But sir, I promise
Yeah.
you know.
with the real Igor syndrome.
Yeah, and he's the one who finds the movies and then brings the director in to talk to him, and then they get. It's a whole thing with like the government and like they're trying to get a senator to stand by this variation of prison reform down in like Texas or something. It's crazy. It's a good movie. The third one is like by far the best, but the reasoning behind why he made all those.
But it's got like a 2 to 3 minute scene of him getting his dick sucked by his secretary.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay, so they have...
That's an
I
uncomfortable
can't
scene.
I can't remember her name, but she's an ex-porn star, and she's like his, like...
Secretary.
Yeah, like secretary.
Sasha
And
Grey?
No. But there is a good minute and a half scene where she's going down on him, and he's just...
Oh, just losing his goddamn
It's just like a
mind.
slow pan into like
Well,
his face,
and he
he's
also
just
eats
yelling the whole
bull
time.
testicles. He's got a jar of
So I'm glad
Rocky
you brought
Mountain
that up.
oysters.
Yeah, because he keeps trying to find like all these really bad ways of like torturing his prisoners to make them like obey. So he does a boiling water torture on one guy. He castrates another like. There's a
Oh yeah,
couple-
because it's that Latino guy
Yeah.
who really wants to get back at him
yeah,
because he did that.
and
Castrates him, cuts his dick off.
so he tries a couple things and it doesn't work, and then that's why they bring the director in. And prison's supposed to be a deterrent, yet a certain ridiculous stat of however many people incarcerated are back in within 3 years.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of statistics that back the movie too, and
Oh yeah, well he didn't just pull those out of thin
yeah,
air.
exactly. So, but it's and then he's like at the end, this is what we do to the the child molesters and pedophiles and all that shit, and it's the human caterpillar. Yeah.
Yeah, because it was also for lifers who are there
Yeah.
forever.
And they cut off your arms and legs.
And you're just left to lie there.
And you're just left to lie there and eat shit for the rest of your days.
Yeah, you just
Jesus.
you literally just squirm around in the yard.
And that's the other thing is, like, housing. You just have to put them in a warehouse and have people be there to administer everything necessary and to watch them, and it's not like they can move.
Yeah, they can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Run away? First, you gotta get over that fence, you centipede.
Yeah, good luck. Could you imagine being the first guy trying to drag everybody while the last part? Well, I think being the first guy would be the best, honestly.
It'd be the easiest because everyone's pushing you, essentially.
You just laying up there limp while the rest of the centipedes doing their work trying to climb over that wall.
Yeah, no, those movies are all messed up. Interesting to
I
watch
enjoyed
in their
them.
own merit, but definitely not for the faint of heart.
No, they're not.
No.
Have you guys ever heard of a Serbian film?
That's what it's called?
That's literally the
Okay.
title, a Serbian film.
I'm like, no, I've never heard of any Serbian films.
You're going to have to be more specific.
No, but have you seen Rec? R-E-C? It's like these weird...
Oh, like the not like VHS, but
It's like VHS,
okay.
where it's that camera view. You're looking, your POV is just from
yeah, like
someone's camcorder.
a found footage type film.
Yeah, but it's like you're in this weird, I want to say it's like a New York style housing unit where you walk into the loft, but it's almost like an apartment, but there's actual houses in each spot.
More like a condo or a townhome.
Yeah, but it's just New York, so it's slammed in those tall, narrow buildings. But like this weird rabies outbreak happens within that little apartment complex, and they end up locking themselves in. The CDC locks everyone in there, and it starts falling apart. But it's all from that POV.
Trying to remember because there's another one.
fucking
So
weird as
what's
shit.
it is actually a rabies outbreak?
Yeah, the doctor that's there says this is a form of rabies, but if human gets it,
Is it zombie?
it kind of turned
Because
them.
I remember a movie that's very similar to that.
That was a Quarantine, right?
Oh, I think
Quarantine's
that's what
a
it
good
was.
one.
Yeah.
That was on like the Cloverfield train of those found
Yeah, where it's like the
Cloverfield Paranormal Activity, like
Yeah.
the found footage genre that
Yeah.
really exploded in like 2010 and onward.
I really enjoyed how
That was
Paranormal
interesting.
Activity did it at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then afterwards it just kind of got like redundant, and they were really reaching. You could tell what they were.
Yeah, the first like I
Pretty
mean
sure all
there
the-
were others before, but the first like big one was like Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
Because
I tried
that
watching
marketing
that and it
campaign
just
was
wasn't.
insane.
I
My-
tried rewatching that and it just wasn't as good.
My parents got on that hype train, like they went and saw it in theaters and everything, and they were sorely disappointed after
Really?
they'd seen it in theaters, because like he was saying, they hyped it up.
Yeah.
The marketing on it was huge, just for disappointing, because you don't see anything.
Yeah.
You just see that
Nothing-
point of view
yeah,
of
nothing
people in the
really happens,
woods,
yeah.
scared. It's a witch. But they're like, man, we were so excited to see this movie. Sorely disappointed.
Yeah, the first one in Paranormal Activity definitely got me. Because it was just on the edge enough and still just mysterious enough to like where you just actually don't know what's going on at all.
Yeah, the first Paranormal Activity was pretty good. I liked that one.
It was a
Fourth
solid one.
The fourth one was goofy.
Isn't that where they were in Mexico?
I believe
Yeah.
it's in California.
Or is it
But
California?
it's that Latino
I-
kid.
Yeah, okay,
And his
yeah.
mom.
Yeah.
I watched up through the third one. I remember I think I watched that with my family. We
So-
threw the third one on, and I was just kind of.
Now the
Or
third
Is
one,
it the third one or the second one where it's the two daughters, like upstairs, and it's that little.
The
like, side room?
second, because the
That's
second one, yeah, because the second one's technically a prequel
Oh yeah, it's
to the
about
first
her.
one.
because isn't that about her
Is it-
sister? That lady's sister from the first one.
Pretty
Or
sure.
it was her and her sibling when they were younger. I
Because
don't remember.
the one that I remember the most, because it was some of the scenes were funny, like when he threw the body into the camera after she was possessed or whatever. But I want to
I
say
want
that
to say that was the third one.
is that the third one.
Because the third one was supposed to be the
Be-
pre.
because it is still about those sisters and how they're
Yeah.
tied into some kind of family curse offered up the
I
first
think
daughter
the
or
second one
whatever.
is a sequel, and it's about the sister and her daughters. I don't have any battery
'Cause
on
I-
my phone because I can't double check.
Because I'm pretty sure the second one is the main lady from the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's when she was a kid, with her sister.
Okay.
It's like a prequel to that one, and then the third one is like I think right before the first one.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Like they kind of go backwards.
That's the prequel.
But then
Yeah,
I think
there's 6 of them.
Oh shit.
yeah, there was one. It was like Paranormal Activity, the Blair Witch Project or something. I don't know.
May as well be.
It wasn't a numbered sequel. It was like the dark ones.
Oh, the marked ones.
The mar-
Right there, yeah. 2014. But yeah, the second one is when the Rays move into their new Southern California home, little do they realize that the house is already occupied. After coming home one day to find the house is in disarray, but no signs of forced entry or robbery, they install a video system to catch the perpetrators, but nothing prepares them for what happens next. If that gives you any idea.
What a great synopsis. So it would be after they moved. So the second one is a sequel.
I'm Googling it right now.
Because I remember the girls, like the 2 little girls. I just cannot remember like what specifically in the timeline, like where they fit in.
I think those are like the sisters when they were young.
The second one is where they got the baby camera.
Yeah, they got it on the crib.
Yeah.
I know that was a big one, watching the baby, like...
Because the dog was freaking out all the time and be barking at the doorway or
Yeah.
whatever. In the bathroom. There's a ghost. Animals see ghosts.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Like, I can believe cats sometimes can see the supernatural because they'll just be staring in an area, freaking out, and there's nothing there. It's like, what do you see? Do you see a
Please
demon?
stop.
Is there a demon up there?
Well, it's like so in one of my previous living situations, one of my roommates got his cat back, and she lived there for like the first 6 to 9 months of her life with her brother, and her brother got murdered in the doorway of that house, like
The fuck?
by a dog.
Oh,
Yeah, got just torn apart. And so she found a way to climb up in our kitchen, up all of our cabinets, because we had one of those living rooms that have just like the open top part where you see a lot of people putting like alcohol bottles and stuff for decoration, because we're a bunch of young adults.
We've all done it.
Yeah. But it's an open ceiling concept, but there's still like the space for all the cabinets and everything. So she'd just get up there and she'd just stare at the wall and just scream. Show me that again. But yeah, I fully believe that animals can see ghosts, because she would just seriously late at night she'd just
yelling at nothing.
yeah, it's like, but she'd
Yeah.
always get to the same spot and she would stare at the same spot, and from what I understand, that's where like the majority of the blood hit like the wall. Was in
jeez.
that general area.
okay.
So yeah,
If supernaturals taught me anything, they're usually stuck to their last object or area that they were killed at. Ghost man.
yeah.
Cats see him.
No, thank you.
Was it a
Well-
vengeful spirit?
You got to find the item and burn it. If it is, what's their most treasured item that they had in life?
Dude, that was like I started playing up Witcher 3. By the way, Witcher 3 is awesome.
I never played Witcher
recommend-
3.
I highly recommend it. You don't have to play the other ones, which is cool. Like they're all pretty self-contained. I do have the other 2, but like the third one's the best one.
Yeah.
But so I was just walking around town and ended up talking to this guy, and he's like, "Oh man, like there's this village, this abandoned village. Like I'm trying to get back in there, but there's a spirit." And I'm like, I'd never played the Witcher games, and I'm like, "Oh, this guy's crazy." Like I'm thinking of like Red Dead. I'm like, "Oh yeah, there's a ghost." And then he's like, "Sounds like a noon wraith." I'm like, "Wait, ghosts are real?"
That's a problem.
You're telling me this guy wasn't joking?
He's like totally getting it down. He's like, "Oh, this is what happened, and this is like what's been happening in the village." He's like, "Yeah, sounds like a noon wraith." I'm like, "Dude, this guy knows what's up." And then I go to the town, and I had been in there earlier, which is funny. Like I go there, I was like, "Oh, I was here earlier," and I had noticed there was like a charred body on the ground, and some of the grass was burned, and those were the clues I had to go look at. And it's like, okay, burned body, everything's been burned. And then I like looked in the well and pulled up a skeleton. It's like, oh, this looks like a young lady hung herself, and found like a bracelet in the well. It's like, okay, this is her most prized thing. She was wed at some point, set to be wed, and like in the lore for Noon Race, it's like usually a woman who is about to be married but died or something like that. And I was like, okay. So I gathered all it up and I started burning it. And then she came out and I had to fight her.
You're killing me.
Like
Hung
this.
yourself in the well.
Yeah.
Dark.
That was wild.
Yeah, it was so cool though. I was going ghost hunting,
yeah.
man. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
fuck yeah, this is great.
Where's our items? We need to get rid of them.
Yeah, I can't say I've ever. I played a little bit of like The Witcher. I just cannot. I know it wasn't the first one, so it was between the second and the third, and I guess I just didn't dive too deep into like what was actually going on in the story. I was just playing the game to play the game. And
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. I definitely didn't stick to it for very long, and it's been forever.
It's really cool. Like you go through the beginning, which gets you to like the first town you go to, and you go through the story, which the story is really good so far. Like you're just looking for Ciri and Yennefer, trying to find them, and that's pretty much all you're going off of. But then right after like the beginning opening, it just kind of lets you loose, and I just kind of like walked around town, like bought some stuff, did that ghost quest, went hunting for various things, fucked drowners. I had to go, so I found someone, her friend was like sick, dying, and I needed to make this potion. I'm gathering the ingredients, and one of them was a drowner brain, and I'm like, what the fuck is a drowner brain? I'm like, this is the last ingredient I need, and ended up finding another side quest where I was looking for a guy that burned this dwarf's hut, his like blacksmith hut, because he's like racist.
You bastard.
Yeah, and ended up having to fight drowners and got a brain that way. So I finished that quest and then was able to finish the next one.
Oh, nice.
And I've just been going off on like random stuff. I've been kind of ignoring the main quest.
It's like, I'm just gonna go figure out what's over here.
But isn't that always the best way to play those type of games?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
And I see that you worked hard for this main quest, but I'm gonna do everything else.
Yeah, I like doing the side stuff, especially when I went to go hunt the griffin. That was sweet. Hunting a big ass griffin. But it's like really a Dark Souls style combat. It's really fun. But you got like this magic stuff, so you're like, you have to like kind of time your attacks and then like combo it with magic. Like certain magic works good against certain enemies, and you have to like remember, like fire works really well against this type of enemy. What's it called? It's like your fire attack. And you can also use one that gives you like a little shield around you in case it's a tougher enemy.
Nice.
Nice personal
That'd be
shield.
sweet.
Yeah, it's a hell of a lot of fun. It's very like Dark Souls-esque, like dodge, roll, slash them.
Wait for your opening, stab.
Yeah,
block.
it's a hell of a lot of fun. Like if you ever find it on sale, like definitely pick it up.
Pick it up. Yeah.
Dip, duck, dodge, dive.
Definitely only heard great things, especially when it comes to it being one of the other direct comparisons to open world RPG.
Yeah, it's awesome.
I'll always fight for Skyrim to be number one as of right now, but
I mean, Skyrim's definitely held up through the test of time,
yeah,
though.
seriously.
I'm still New Vegas is mine.
Yeah.
That's still the best. The fact that I can start
Even
join
longer.
up with the Powder Gangers and be a bisexual card player, like, and that just works. Like,
A bisexual card player, I'll swindle your cards and your
yeah,
heart.
I put my luck up so I get better luck in blackjack and stuff, and so I like play a lot of roulette and cards and stuff, and then like I'm also literally any kind of prostitute that comes up, I'll fuck them.
I don't say no.
Go back to playing cards so I can get more money to fuck more prostitutes.
It's like, hold up, let me win this hand real quick and I'll be able to pay you.
I'll be right with you. Don't you worry. I will be there.
Like it's definitely my favorite like open world RPG.
Nice.
I do need to get back into Skyrim though at some point. It's been a long fucking time since I played it.
I've been going back through idly. I have 2 characters that I've built up to the point where doing any of the current quest lines is actually a little frustrating. So I'm building up my mage now.
See, I blew through the Skyrim main storyline on accident because I was on the Dragon Priest mask hunt. When I found the first one, I'm like, I need to find all of these. So I Googled it, the locations, and just journeyed to them. But one of the last masks is at the portal before you fight.
Of the world.
Before you fight the Black
Alduin.
Dragon.
Alduin.
Yeah, before you go over to Valhalla, essentially.
That's what it was, yeah.
He's right there in front of that portal, so I had done all that. I had to do that main quest to get to that area, to get to that mask. I just blasted through the main quest at the beginning.
Let me just take care of this.
But it was worth it, though. The final mask was pretty solid, but it
Yeah.
kind of underwhelmed at the same time through all the crap that I went through.
Yeah,
Well,
but you merge them into one, right?
Yeah, in the where the trolls are at between Whiterun and Solitude, you take them there and you put them on a pedestal, and it opens up
Yeah.
into a super mask.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was a pretty cool mask. I like that one. I never wore it though.
Yeah, me either. That's so I'm like, I did all this work to not wear this mask.
I definitely didn't appreciate like enchanting weapons until much later.
Same
Yeah.
with the summoning weapons with
Yeah.
magic.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, that was really cool. I was like, fuck
Super
yeah.
Like, oh, you disarm me? Well,
Yeah, I blew that.
Just bring the sword up.
Yeah, I blew those powers off like they were weak. No,
Yeah.
that's great. That stuff is amazing.
Well, and one thing that I never focused on either, when I was earlier playing, was alchemy. It's like, dude, alchemy is free leveling. Like, honestly, you just
I
pick
did
up
that
shit
through
everywhere
smithing.
you go. Oh, I did that through smithing was my first one. But when I realized alchemy, I'm like, I'm literally going along the trail anyway. All I see is flowers and bees and like a bunch of shit you can just. Pick
Oh man,
up.
I was constantly like figuring recipes out. Like alchemy was really fun. Like it was
I
really
dove
cool.
into that blacksmith. I wanted the ebony armor so bad, that heavy
See,
ebony.
I went right over the ebony and I went straight to the dragon.
I just didn't want to fight a dragon all the time to get some dragon
I
bones.
just knew that they would be valuable at some point, so I.
Oh, you just kept
Yeah, I
them?
just kept everyone that I'd faced.
Yeah, see, up until I knew about dragon bone armor, I dumped it all the time. I'm
All
like,
the
this
time.
weighs so much. I don't have a house yet.
That's usually one of the first things I'll do is buy the house in Whiterun. Then again, the way I play the game, as long as I sacrifice 3 hours of building, I can usually afford the house within.
See,
that.
when I first bought
And
this,
that's just like carrying around as much stuff as you can to sell.
oh
Walking
yeah,
everywhere. Yeah,
you're just really heavy trying to get to the barter
Exactly.
guy,
Yeah.
or the
Lots of, but that's what I'm saying. Like 3 hours of sacrifice doing that, where it's really boring and uneventful. Like I can usually afford the house by the time it's available.
My house in Whiterun was bugged when I first got it. Like you couldn't put anything in the shelves or on.
Oh,
The,
I remember you telling me that. Yeah.
yeah, my house was useless. Like it was, I couldn't put anything in anything. I could sleep on the bed, but I couldn't use it.
I do like that the Hearthfire house update was free.
Oh.
I thought that was really cool that they decided to.
That's not the house building one, is it?
It is.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. That's all it was just being able to like buy in property and stuff. But I'm glad that they put that out as free
Yeah.
instead of, hey,
Paid.
$5,
Right.
buy a house.
Because yeah, it doesn't add
like this.
anything other than being able to build a house. That's
Yep.
it. There's nothing new.
Yeah, it adds like building the house and also like the other materials you need to collect, like nails and
Yeah, and I think
Planks.
they added goat horns as a thing.
Well, and mining the clay, which is just
Yeah,
endless
oh, yeah.
supplies.
Okay, yeah, it's right next to your
Yeah.
good lot. Conveniently
What
next
is
to my.
it? It was that and glass. No,
We can get glass anyway because you can make glass armor.
right.
yeah, but you can make like glass panes.
Yeah,
I think that's what you had to
needed-
do.
You needed glass to make at least the alchemy tower. I know that much. Because you were actually in a little fucking tower you had to go to the top for.
Yeah, dude, my house was dope. Well, I had two. I had built one in Falkreath because I wanted to be in the woods.
Is that the one that
Yeah.
overlooks the pond?
Yeah,
Yeah,
That's the
I
best
did that
one in
too.
my opinion.
because I also put it there because I was part of the Dark Brotherhood and wanted to be right next to the hideout and my house. And then just for shits and giggles, I bought the one in the marshes in the
Nice.
middle of fucking nowhere.
That one's my
Both
least
by,
favorite one.
Marthal?
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
you're next to the crabs and all of those guys over there.
It was just right in the middle of a empty marsh. It was not pretty to look at,
No.
and I didn't put a lot of stuff in there. I didn't spend a lot of time in that house.
Have you ever come across the king crab?
Pretty sure, yeah.
The big exoskeleton thing that a bunch of crabs are just sitting around in one of the small plains in the Whiterun hold.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
crazy.
yeah,
I need to go back because I never found that.
with how much time like after I finished the main story, I combed Skyrim essentially because I wanted to at least find all the caves and hideouts so I can get all the chests and gold and I mean there's nothing else to do, so I was
Yeah.
like,
Why not just go out and complete?
the only quest line I didn't do was the companions.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't really want to be a werewolf. I rather would have been a vampire. So
Yeah, that was one of the ones I did towards the end of my Skyrim playing. Was like, I guess I'll do the companions now with the first major city I went into.
I usually would do that first as part of a leveling thing.
I rocked the vampires for a while. Like I actually stayed there, I didn't get cured, but after a while I not being able to go out in the daylight kind of blows when you want to sell stuff.
Yeah, that to me is what was killing me. Is I'm like, I just want to talk to people without them thinking that I'm sick.
Yeah, without them freaking out about my
You know how hard
appearance.
it is to find just random NPCs in this game? It doesn't happen. I can't just feed on whoever I want.
Right. Yeah, I did it. I did everything else though. Like Thieves Guild, I think was the first quest line I went through.
Nice.
But I wanted the achievement to finish the Thieves Guild, but I was dumb and didn't keep the skeleton key.
I was gonna say, yeah.
I gave it
definitely
back.
kept that.
Thieves Guild was such a long thing to accomplish.
Yeah, Dark Brotherhood I think was the coolest though. Like it's usually
We know
my
who
favorite.
you are.
Yeah, I get my ass knocked out and
You just wake up in a shack in the middle of the marsh.
yeah, it's like we'll let you decide who to kill. Who is the real bad guy?
Aren't they both bad?
I think so.
And then because I always killed them both.
It was a loaded question. You're
Yeah.
right either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one was a lot of fun. I like that one, and also the hunt for all the Daedric items.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was
badass.
fun.
I remember when I first stumbled across the first one in Markarth, I'm like, what in the actual shit is going on in this apartment?
That's like when you went. Is it Markarth? What's that town over there?
The far left?
Yeah.
Markarth.
Is that
Yeah.
okay? Yeah.
Built
So-
into the side of the
with
mountain.
the mace.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, was
so
that
it's
the
crazy.
Mace of Molag Bal?
Yeah,
That
Molag
one.
Ball. There
Dude,
we
that
go.
thing ripped.
It was so good.
My favorite was getting the Wabbajack.
The Wabbajack.
It just turned people into bunnies and
Yeah. Try and fight me now, bitch.
Going to
Turn-
help that guy's dog,
Mm-hmm.
his Daedric dog.
That damn dog.
They're yelling through the statue at each other. It's like, hey man, your dog led me here.
Mm-hmm. I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
They're like, fine.
what was
we grant this to
what
you.
was the little dagger called? It was in 3
Um,
pieces. You had to put it together.
Razor, Mayron's razor.
Mayrune's razor. I used that all the goddamn time because it had that. It was like what, a 1% chance to get an insta kill on any person or enemy. I mean,
Yep.
like you could grab it, and if you hit that like 1 or 2%, you could kill a dragon. Just
By stabbing it. That's like the staff was pretty cool. That flower staff.
Sanguine's Rose.
Sanguine's
Yeah, you
Rose.
did it for the College of Winterhold or whatever.
Yeah, that one was rad.
I was using that for a little bit. My dabble in magic.
Yeah, I had them all on display in my house when I finally built it, and I was like, "Oh, look, this is my wall of Daedric weapons."
See, the trophy room was so cool
Oh,
when
yeah.
building it, being able to build your house.
I love the trophy room.
Mount your armor up there, put your weapons in your nice glass cases.
So I remember when I first bought the Solitude house and I found out that there were mannequins in houses, and I was like, dude, like I know I wanted to keep all this armor that I used to get here, but I just never knew what to do with it. Like,
I thought I
this
had to
is
just
sweet.
put it in a chest.
Yeah, I thought it was always just gonna be there for, in case one of my friends dies and I need to get somebody else and give them armor.
Right.
Mm.
So that they don't get their shit pushed in.
You know, one thing I liked though with Skyrim over New Vegas. I know it's a weird. I guess they're kind of the same. They're Bethesda, even though New Vegas is like Obsidian more than Bethesda. One thing that I liked was I had my house because you have property in New Vegas, which I think would have been kind of cool, but it was only the year. Well, it was only the year before. Whatever. When you have your companions with you, I could tell Lydia or whoever I have. Or no, it wasn't Lydia. It was shit. It was like the one chick you meet. I think she was a vampire, maybe.
Oh. I think she is a vampire because you...
She was my goth girlfriend.
Yeah. Because after you go to the vampire's castle, whatever, he tells you to take his daughter or some crap.
Yeah, but I could tell her to chill at my house and hang out there, and I could go do the DLC and come back, and she'll still be there. Where, like, in New Vegas when I was playing, it's like, oh, you can't take your companion. And I'm like, okay, stop following me. I went, go do the DLC, and I come back, and I can't find them.
Oh, that
Like,
sucks.
I had Arcade Ganon. He's, like, the best companion because he's, like, super strong and just really useful. And I went to go do Old World Blues, and I came back, and I lost him.
Oh,
Couldn't find him.
man.
And so I found this other companion. It was this chick. She had a caravan company that went under. And I'm like,
Oh,
come
wow.
with me.
I'll help you get back on your feet.
But I lost my buddy,
Damn.
my gay buddy.
He just wandered off. He's like, I'm gonna go gamble somewhere.
Yeah, I don't know. If I can find it one of these days, I'm gonna scour New Vegas. I'm gonna find that man again. I'm gonna tell that chick to kick rocks and.
Fuck out of here.
This is my main squeeze right here.
Hey, I told you I'm bisexual. This is my gay friend Arcade Gannon.
I'm 51.49%. Not just 50. I will
Well,
leave you for this man.
I think that wraps us up on a good note. There,
Wraps us
boys.
up on episode 19.
Remember, we're barely legal.
We're barely legal.
You ready?
If you like what you see, you can like and subscribe not only to our YouTube channel, but our OnlyFans.
And our social medias.
And all our social medias. You can find us on Facebook. Instagram,
Follow on the
Twitter.
Focky book.
Yep. Go find the Make Strong Entertainment anywhere.
Yep.
Thank you, anybody who's decided to tune in. You're all beautiful.
We love you all.
Goodbye, everybody. We'll see you next time.
Goodbye.
Auf Wiedersehen.